Hey, Mayan and Gal here. Welcome to the Coffee Talkie Show, the podcast for women living abroad. Today we have a special guest with us, Angela, and together we will discuss women's career challenges and triumphs when moving abroad. But first, let us introduce you to our guest.
Angela has a background in psychology and several years of experience in talent acquisition, HR, people coaching, and development, working with multinational companies, non-for-profit organizations, and startups, both in the Dutch and international job market. In 2018, she launched Every Mother Knows to support mothers at the career crossroads and connect them to jobs and career opportunities at diverse, flexible, and family-friendly companies. Originally from Italy, she is a proud mom of two little Amsterdamers, loves a good espresso, the seaside, and taking a break on her yoga mat.
We invite you to grab your coffee and notebook and give a big loving welcome to Angela. Hi, Angela. So happy to have you here with us.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm very good. I'm drinking my espresso. As I mentioned, of course, before to you, I love espresso. And I'm very happy, very excited to be here today, to be joining this conversation also with your community.
Great. We're so happy to have you here with us. So, first, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself, about your personal experience with moving abroad and how it impacted your career.
Yes, absolutely. Happy to share that. I moved abroad the first time in 2009. I was much younger back then. I was single, without children, without a partner, and my move was from Italy to the Netherlands. It's been a very interesting journey for me. It was my first international experience, so first time abroad, still within Europe, but still quite a change, especially when you come from the south of Italy and you go somewhere to a northern European country like the Netherlands. It was really like in the middle of a very cold winter season. I remember it was back in November 2009. So really a transition, I would say, especially as a first time kind of relocation for myself, and especially because I moved alone. And it was actually to start my career within HR for a global company here in the Netherlands. So obviously it was for a very good purpose. I was very excited about the opportunity. I always say that the Netherlands was actually my first country when it comes to employment opportunities, because it was the country where I finally was able to get an employment opportunity after having done a couple of internships back in Italy.
Amazing.
That's amazing. I love that. I love your journey. We know you. We talked before, so it's really nice to hear it again.
Yes, and like you mentioned, moving from South Italy to a country, like the Netherlands, could be quite a cultural change and sometimes cultural shock even. And I want to ask you, how did these cultural differences impacted your career when you moved to the Netherlands? And what did you do to adapt to those differences?
Yes, I think the biggest cultural shock was about the duration of a lunch break. I mean, the lunch breaks in the Netherlands, especially at the office, at the Dutch office, are usually very short, about 20 minutes, maximum half an hour. And I was very familiar with the long breaks that people take in Italy when they go out for lunch with their team, which usually takes about an hour or even longer. So that was really a big shock for me. I think it helped a lot in terms of becoming more efficient and productive, also leaving the office on time in the afternoon and having really time for myself in the evenings, maybe also to dedicate to some hobbies, to some different sports. So that was actually, especially as an employee and also as a woman, as a newcomer here, quite a difference that I had noticed compared to the kind of working culture back in Italy, where people tend to be in the office much longer and also have those kind of long moments and breaks where they socialize, which is fun, of course, but sometimes really takes out a lot of free time that you could maybe spend in the evenings doing something else instead of being at the office.
I don't know if you remember that. We both worked in like a French company many years ago, and they were like very strict on the fact that you need to take a long lunch break. Like, I don't know. We're like, I could have an entire day inside those lunch break. And I
Yes,
remember
those. This was the time in my life where I read the most books in my life because I had our boss. It was like you need to take an hour and a half lunch break, and I was like the receptionist. So, and I'm like, if I'm going on a break, who's gonna welcome people in the office? And he said, no worry, nobody's coming
during
between 12 and 2 o'clock. And so, what am I gonna do? Like, it takes 10 minutes to eat. So I read books. I read tons of books.
And it's fun. I remember like going for walks and enjoying nature once I replaced you on this like receptionist job. And then when I moved to Israel, and my first week at the job was like, it was a couple of years later, but it was the first time I had full on days like at work in another country. And I really remember this that the one that was like helping me understand the job on the first week, she told me like, so I gotta tell you, here we eat in front of our computer. You have between 10 and 15 minutes, and you better shove your food as fast as you can. Because if you can finish in 5, that's even better. And I remember me like, okay, well, and it didn't make us go leave the office earlier, but we just, yeah, it's a different culture.
Absolutely, it is. Yes, and it's really interesting to see how different countries have, of course, their own practices also when it comes to the workplace experience that they provide to their employees. Yeah, I think over the years, of course, I've been living here since 2009 and now, so I've become pretty much used to short breaks for lunch and to a good Dutch sandwich, I would say.
You gotta adapt to those cultures, right?
Yeah.
So you focus mainly on women, right? And helping women find their jobs and their career. And I want to ask you, from what you see and from your experience, what are some of the most common misconceptions about working as a woman and as a mom in a foreign country, and how we can, address those?
Yeah, that's a very important questions. I think I'm not very sure about what misconceptions could be these days around the working women, working moms, especially the ones who are coming from abroad, who are not originally from a certain country. What I know is that those working women, those international working moms, working women, when they go to a new country, for sure they have more challenges that somebody who has been there before, who is local, who is more familiar there. Because they do miss their support system. They don't know maybe how the employment law works in a certain country. So they really encounter a lot of challenges, and they need to really be informed also about how things work in advance so that they know upfront what their rights are, what is considered kind of the norm, also what the kind of usual etiquette is in a certain country, in a certain workplace as well. So I think really they encounter more challenges than the locals in a way.
Well, that's true for every area. When you move abroad, everything is harder. But actually, it's usually the same problems, just a bit harder.
Yeah, we call it the expat layer of challenges. It's like you have the same challenges as when you were in your home country, but it's just that it's harder. It's like it's a different culture, it's a different language, it's a different atmosphere, it's a different way of doing things.
And you mentioned that it's best to be informed about those things. And I think that's really, really important. And one of the ways to do that is go to professional that like you, and this is what I do, and you can give them the information. And also speak to local people, as a woman, if you're coming to work in a new country, speak to other moms, speak to other women. How did they do it, juggling between motherhood and work? Like, can we leave the office to get the children out of school? Like, is it okay? Is it Talk to people. That's, I think, really important.
Absolutely. And one thing that we also noticed is that women are usually, especially the ones with children, are usually the ones who first make sure that the family is settled in a new country, who make sure that the kids, for example, are well settled in a school or in a daycare. And afterwards, they really focus on themselves, on their kind of professional relaunch to see what is out there in the new country for themselves. So it's also interesting to see that it is a process. It takes time, and usually women are still the ones who are being like the managing that workload that comes also with a relocation, making sure that everybody is happy, everybody is settled before they could also move on. Yeah, on a more professional level. And I think the support system is really crucial, especially for women with children. So, like daycares, a network of nannies or babysitters is so important. I remember when we had COVID here in the Netherlands and daycares were shut down, were closed for some months. It was really hard to get some work done, especially as an international with families based somewhere else, far away from here. Really difficult also to, have a break. And so, yeah, I think it's a lot that women, especially working moms who are not originally from a place, do when they are based in a new country. So having really that support system for themselves is so important.
Yeah, I will add to that that that's everything we believe here in Smoothie. It's also who you are and which, like, how do you feel? What's your confidence levels right now? What is your emotional state right now? And it's true for work, it's true for all the other areas of life. And you mentioned it amazingly, Angela, that a lot of women are taking care of everyone else before they take care of themselves. But we're inviting you, if you're listening to us right now, think also about yourself. Think also about what are your needs? What are you doing to fill up your cup again so you feel good and satisfied and fulfilled? And then when you're looking for a job, you will know that you can do this, like even if it's harder in a new country.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Good. Then I want to keep on asking you another question and maybe be more practical. What steps can women take to prepare themselves for a successful career transition when moving abroad?
Yes. Of course, getting really prepared, like getting informed about what the new job market looks like, what the job market looks like in a new country. Maybe also understanding which recruitment platforms, which headhunting agencies are most active in a different country. Why not? Maybe also already get in touch with a few of them even before moving. So really, there are a lot of practical steps. Also maybe adjusting your CV, your LinkedIn profile, making sure that it is already proof for that new country that you are moving into shortly. So these are all very important steps. On a practical side, also checking if there are any professional communities that you could join already. For example, we see it a lot, especially with certain professions which are very difficult to transfer to a new country. Then it's very important to also already connect with other professionals who already work there to see, for example, if there is anything that you can start doing eventually if you want to practice that profession also in that new country. Maybe you need to upskill yourself, or maybe you need to require certain certifications to validate your degrees or your level of specialization. So really understanding basically what the job requirements would be in a new country for you, especially if you like to do what you've been doing already so far, and understanding also the networking opportunities there and how you can start building that network or exploring that opportunity already when you are still in your previous location. These are all very practical steps. I think it's also important to do some inside work. really checking in with yourself about what you see yourself doing as a next position, as a next role for yourself. A relocation is a great opportunity maybe to really challenge the status quo, challenge what you've been doing so far. Maybe you're not very happy in your current position. Maybe you're looking also to explore new opportunities. So really check in with yourself about what you like to do next. Um, uh, Kind of really scan through your skills, transferable skills, understanding how you can use your skills also eventually to make a career change in case you are moving to a new place and you like also to explore new opportunities there. So I think it's important to really do this outside work and inside work, work inside yourself a bit, especially as a preparation for your move.
That's
I totally agree with you. And I think what you mentioned about the inside preparation and what a good opportunity a relocation can be if you only choose to look at it this way. Because, we see and hear so many women talking about, oh, I'm gonna have to give up on my career because I'm moving to a new place. And my license maybe not credited in this new country, and my profession doesn't exist in this new country. But hey, look inside. Maybe there is something else you can do that will, elevate your career, or even do something that you always dreamt of doing. But now it's the right opportunity for you to do so. And the best way to get there is to be honest with yourself and look inside. Like we always say that. Turn the camera inside. Look what you can do instead of what you can't do.
yes.
Yes.
Amazing. So, can you share us, because this is what you do and you're helping so many amazing women settling in their career life in Amsterdam? Can you share with us any success stories from your clients who kept their career on track after relocating?
Yes, I'm afraid I will have to disappoint you because most of my clients are moms, women who have really lost track of their career journey somehow. So they get to us a bit like at a later stage, I would say, when they have already felt like lost and maybe also frustrated and unhappy about where they are now professionally. Because indeed, keeping that original career on track during a relocation or after a relocation is not always possible, is not always easy, especially for all the things that we addressed before. And also when you're really looking after other people, for example, when you're making sure that your children are first well settled in a new country, then there is just no time, no energy to focus on keeping your career in shape in that process. So we usually work with women and mothers who really lost track of their careers and reach out to us to get that career back on track. So on getting their career back on track, we have a lot of success stories. I think a few that really were amazing to me, that really were inspiring to see, were those from those mothers who were also from outside Europe, countries outside Europe. For example, we had a few mothers also from India who had a career break between 6 and 10 years, which is really a long break, and were able to successfully land a job which was within their field of expertise, their profile, their background, after 6 or 10 years of being not active officially, formally, professionally. So I think those stories have been really amazing, especially we're talking about women who still didn't speak Dutch at a business level. So women who have been really finding positions, landing roles within international companies, within international organizations here. Um, uh, yeah, and that's been really amazing to support, especially I think as a personal on a personal level, as a career coach. That's been really beautiful and inspiring to see.
Thank you so much for sharing that. You know what? It's not disappointing. It's even better to hear those stories of women that not only kept track but lost their way, because we see so many of those feeling lost, in so many areas, but in their career, they feel lost. And it's so frustrating. Like, you're coming from an amazing position, and you have to give it up because of your partner's career, of your children, of many, many reasons. But then when you hear stories about women that actually came back after 6 or 10 years, it's really, really amazing and inspiring. So thank you for sharing
Yeah,
this.
I think it's encouraging to all those women out there. If you're listening to us and you feel like you lost your track and you don't know what to do, well, here's the living proof that it's possible to get back to your career life, find your way, but you might need some help. So that's what people like Angela are here for. Um, Angela, what advice would you give to a woman who is moving abroad and is worried about her career?
Yes, worries or concerns are usually also a good thing. I mean, I wouldn't see that worry as a challenge in itself. I mean, take it really as a kind of signal that you need to give more attention maybe to something, because you're, for example, moving abroad, then you need to keep an eye on what's going to mean that for your career, what's going to happen then on your career side, and really prepare yourself. So get as much informed as possible about the opportunities in the new country, the networks, agencies, professionals who could be supporting you on a professional side. Stay open as well, because what we discussed before is also very relevant. Especially when there is a change of location, some other changes might also follow, which means also, considering a slight different shift when it comes to roles to consider, to job opportunities to look at. And I think if you stay open, then everything about your career, about your move will just unfold more organically and more naturally. And we know, of course, we want to be in control and we want to feel empowered and we want to lead that process. But you can also lead it while staying open and, keeping really your radars out there to explore what is out there for you.
That's
Wow, yeah,
beautiful.
I think that's really, being open minded is so important when moving to a new country for all the reason that you just mentioned and so much more. And it's really, really, really important.
And I will add to that that I think many women, and that's what we see a lot on Facebook and on different social media. You had a career up till today, and you're now going into a new adventure, a new journey for your own reason. You know why you're doing that. Some will go for a job opportunity, for a career opportunity, and some, as we said before, are following their husband, are going for it, giving better opportunities for the kids, etc. Maybe it's an opportunity in itself to rethink your career. What you've done until now is who you are until now, but you're moving abroad. You have an opportunity to think, is this exactly what I want? I remember a study that I read, I think about 10 years ago already, almost 10 years ago, from Harvard University, that is saying that women in today's world will change between 5 and 6 careers in their lifetime. We're not even talking anymore about getting a promotion or doing like the same job in another company. It's totally complete different careers. So maybe moving to a new country is your opportunity to think, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be? And then go and do that. It's You can be who you want to be when you're going to a new place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say something about change. So many people want to change a location, but they want to everything else to be the same. I want to change country, but I want the same job, the same friends, the same culture. And this is like mixed messages to the universe. You can't want change and want everything to stay the same. And being open minded really can help you transition from one place to another, just like you said, Angela.
Yes, and I think there is also a level of discomfort that we experience every time we make a change. And we know the tendency it is to push it away somewhere. We don't want to feel that pain or that uncomfortable feelings. It's just not fun. But what happens if we just accept it and just stay in it for a while and see what unfolds there for us? Yeah, I think there is, as you mentioned before, a lot of opportunities that could unfold for us, especially in those times of transitions, of changes.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it's we're going straight into, can you tell us a little bit more about Every Mother Knows and how women can get in touch with you?
For sure. So, Every Mother Knows is a talent as well as a coaching platform for every woman, every mother who is looking for a different opportunity, career wise, job wise, but also for every mother who is looking for a professional community. So I started this company back in 2018. What I provide as a career coach is different programs to enable moms who are experiencing a career transition to get unstuck and to really make the next step in their careers, whether it is returning to work after a maternity leave period, whether it is to changing job while they are already working in a different role for a different companies. There are different tailored programs that I provide. Usually these programs are still on a one-on-one basis because there is a lot going on, and women moms, what we noticed, really appreciate also having a dedicated coach that really supports them on the journey. But of course, next to coaching, Every Mother Knows is also now a talent community, a recruitment platform. So we work with different companies, different corporate partners to provide those flexible job opportunities for women with children, for mothers. So you can sign up to our platform on the everymotherknows.org website. Signing up to the platform as a candidate is free of charge. So you can just enter the community, check out our current vacancies, but also see the companies, the employers that we work with. And we hope that over time we will be also able to bring you more job opportunities and more employers that really want to make a difference and want to make a positive impact in the work life of mothers. Since last year, we've been also running returnship initiatives. These are dedicated diversity hiring initiatives, especially for women who have taken a break from work. So we accompany them together with a corporate partner back into a real job opportunity. These are paid job opportunities, and it's a great way just to relaunch your career as a mom. We also offer scholarships in collaboration with tech academies. So there is a lot of resources out there, and yeah, we are always happy to connect with new members.
Oh, that's
That's
amazing.
amazing. Really. I want to thank you in the name of all women out there for having this because, we all need someone that understands what we're going through and can actually support us. And women living abroad, they need this support. And so, thank you. And I really hope that for those of you who are listening to us, you can reach to Angela at Every Mother Knows and find what you need.
Exactly. And I promise to put all the links in the description of this podcast, whether you're watching us on YouTube or you listening on your favorite platform. Angela, before we let go, we have a last question that we just love asking our guests. And it would be, what does a smooth and positive move abroad means to you?
Yes, very important question as well. I think a very smooth and positive move abroad to me means that I'm feeling confident, that I'm feeling empowered during this move, that I know that whatever challenge or issue come my way, I will be able to deal with it. I will have a plan. I will have some strategies. I will have the right skills really to overcome that challenge. So that's how it feels to me.
We couldn't say it better. We just love it.
I would love to thank you, first of all, for this opportunity to share my experience as an international who decided to, as somebody originally from Italy, actually, who decided to move abroad and come into the Netherlands long ago. So thank you so much. And also, I would like to thank you for the platform that you provide to those women who are transitioning from a place to another one. I think there is really a huge need for extra support out there. Of course, I would love to stay connected, and please let me know when you are in Amsterdam, if you are coming to the Netherlands anytime soon. Would love to connect in person as well.
We would love nothing more than that. So, really, thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angela, for being here with us today. And thank you for joining us on the Coffee Talkie Show, the podcast for women living abroad. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights, tips, and inspiration for your journey as an expat.
If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us via our website or social media. And if you love what you heard today, please like, follow, and leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform.
Until next time, sending positive vibes your way.